evening. Thank you for tuning in. This is Prevention Partnership Live. For the next 25 minutes, we'll be talking about various prevention services that are available free of charge in your community. My name is Daryl Edwards, Director from the Prevention Partnership on the west side of Chicago, and I do have here today a guest of mine.
Hi, good evening, Daryl. My name is Eric Edwards, and I am Program Coordinator at Prevention Partnership. And this is going to be a great program. We're going to cover some fantastic information, so people definitely take note. And if you have any questions, give us a call at 312-738-1060.
Okay, great. Before I get into our presentation, I'd like to just put up our contact information. We can be reached at the Prevention Partnership. Our website is www.p2online.org. I will show this information several times during the presentation, and you'll have a chance to be able to write it down again at the end. Now, today we're going to be talking about BASSET. That's the Beverage Alcohol Seller and Server Education Program. This is a program through the Illinois Liquor Control Commission, and it's basically bartender or alcohol server certification. Most people are unaware that to be able to be a bartender or even a seller or a server of alcohol, you must be certified through the Illinois Liquor Control Commission. That's for everyone in the state of Illinois who works in these positions. So, for example, let's say you're not a full bartender. However, you work at maybe a restaurant, TGI Fridays, something like that, even Hooters, and you serve alcohol. You need to be certified before you can take that job.
Got a question, Daryl.
Sure.
How long is the certification? Is it for like a year or maybe 2 years or something like that?
Oh, no. The certification is a 4-hour class in which you learn about alcohol. You learn some of the rules, regulations, the do's and don'ts of alcohol. And then you receive a certificate which lets you work in the bartending or cellar or server fields in Illinois for up to 3 years, in which you have to take a refresher class.
That'd be great. So it could help me get a job.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Yeah, definitely need a job.
Definitely. Okay, remember, if you have any questions, just shoot us a call. We're here live for about another 25 minutes or so. So feel free to call in with any questions. And again, I'll give you that sign-up information if you want to take this class.
And that number is 312-738-1060. So give us a call.
Okay, great. Okay, let's get on to some information here first. This is the Beverage Alcohol Seller and Server Education Training, commonly referred to as BASSET. It's mandatory for working in any bartender restaurant in the state of Illinois. We're going to start off here talking about the scope of the problem. One of the reasons people ask, why do you do this? What is the reason why you do this? Well, there are a couple reasons why we do this. Alcohol is one of the most widely accepted drugs known to mankind. Keep in mind that alcohol is indeed fact a drug. Most people don't really understand that alcohol is a drug. Therefore, if you're a bartender or a seller or server of alcohol, technically, you're a drug dealer.
Right, because alcohol can become addictive.
Of course,
Right,
it can become addictive,
Right.
And there are many cases where that becomes a problem. What we're going to look at specifically, other problems that we have with alcohol, is when that's combined with activities such as driving. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Okay. Now, why do people drink alcohol? Why is it the drug of choice? Most people don't even think about, say, oh, well, I'm a drug dealer. Well, if you drink alcohol, yes, you are a drug user, and we are drug dealers.
Well, I like to drink, Daryl, because I like to party. You know, I like to go out. I like to have a good time. I go out with my friends. You know, we drink. You know, talk to the pretty ladies. What's wrong with that?
Well, there's no problem with that. Our position is alcohol is legal for anyone above the age of 21.
Right,
We
right.
have a strict no use policy to anyone who's under the age of 21. As a matter of fact, it's a criminal act to provide or to sell or serve alcohol to anyone under 21.
Oh, okay.
And that's one of the things that we learned in the Bassett class. It is technically a criminal act to sell or serve alcohol to anyone under 21. So that's one of the things that we teach in the Bassett class. Okay, one of the things, like Mr. Edwards just mentioned, he likes to party. A lot of people like to go out and party because it's part of like a social norm in our society, which is okay. What we do have to realize is that although that alcohol is accepted as a way of life and harmless for relaxation, nevertheless, it is a drug, and as with any drug, it affects certain parts of the body, and a variety of problems can occur from excessive consumption. One of the things that I mentioned just a few minutes ago was drinking and driving. In the United States, drinking and driving is a very serious problem. We're going to look at some statistics, and we're going to see that that is one of the major reasons why bartenders are now being mandated by the Illinois Liquor Control Commission to know how to recognize the signs and symptoms of intoxication for people who are drinking at their bars and at their restaurants. 40 to 50% of the people who are involved in drinking and driving accidents have been out to bars or restaurants and have been drinking and then tried to drive themselves home.
Yeah, especially on the weekends, like
Right.
Friday night and Saturday night. You know, a lot of people are going out, having a good time. You know, they're drinking. But, you know, unfortunately, if they drink too much, then, you know, they get in their car and try to drive home, and that can be a problem.
Yes, it can be a problem. So we make sure that that all of our bartenders and servers recognize when a person is intoxicated. And part of the training also teaches them how to talk to the customer and have them, slow down drinking. Ask if you need to call them a cab or get home safely, and so on. Okay, let's look again. This is how to reach us at the Prevention Partnership. If you wish to take this bartender training, you can go to this website, www.p2online.org, and you can actually sign up right out after our show. You can look at the rest of our presentation here for the next 20 minutes or so. And if you want to sign up, you can go to this website, go to Programs, click on Bassett. It'll take you to a site where you can sign up. As you can see, our next class is May 25th at the Oak Park Library. That's out west of the city of Chicago. And class is totally free of charge.
It's free?
Yep, the class is totally free.
That's a good deal.
Oh, yeah, yes, it is. Normally, this class can cost you anywhere from $40 to $50 up into hundreds of dollars if you want to learn the mixed drinks and so. We don't teach the mixed drinks, but we do give you the certification so you can get started in the art of bartending, or maybe you just want to be a waiter, maybe in a local pizza place, Hooters, TGI Fridays, Olive Garden, so on.
How long is the class? How many hours is it?
4-hour class.
Okay.
Usually we will start at 12 o'clock noon. You'll be certified to work on that same day by 4 p.m.
Wow.
So it's about as quick as you can get. It's totally free while seats last. Now, we only have about 40 slots for these classes. And we don't have them, they're not held every day or even every week. There are other classes available, but you do have to pay for those classes.
Right, yeah.
These classes are sponsored by the Illinois Department of Transportation, while available. So if you think you may want to ever be a bartender, remember the training is good for 3 years. So you may not think about going out and getting a job tomorrow. But if you think this is something you may want to earn a little spare money doing, why not come on out and get certified while you got a chance to do it for free?
Yeah, I know. And a lot of people, that do get certified, it's a great opportunity to have additional income as a side job.
Right.
You can work on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, make a little
Right.
extra money. You can do private parties and things like that. So it's great to have.
Right. So, and totally free. We'll give you that number again at the end and that website in case you didn't get a chance to write it down. But you can go, right now. We want you to really finish watching the presentation. But as soon as we go off the air, go to that website, sign up now, and you'll guarantee you'll get a seat. Like I said, seats are limited to 40. We're about halfway full now. So if you want to get in on this, sign up today.
And don't forget, you have any questions, give us a call at 312-738-1060.
Right. If you got any questions, just give us a call right now while we're here, and we'll answer right on the air. Okay. Let's move on. As I mentioned before, one of the reasons why we do this, especially with bartenders and waiters and servers, is people go out to restaurants, they have a little bit too much to drink, and what commonly happens is automobile accidents. Here's an interesting statistic, and I just updated this morning. In 2018, last year, there were over 10,874 people killed in motor vehicle accidents related to alcohol. Over 250,000 were injured, and it cost the United States over $44 billion in economic costs. 10,874 people killed in 1 year alone. Do you realize that is more people killed in drinking and driving accidents than soldiers we've lost in Iraq and Afghanistan put together over 10 years of war?
That's a serious problem.
It is a serious problem.
Yeah.
So you're safer being 10 years in war than being involved with alcohol and driving around. So it's very, very, very serious when we talk about drinking and driving. So if we're a bartender or a seller or a server or a waiter at a restaurant, we're serving drinks, the state of Illinois is now saying part of your responsibility to have that job is to make sure that your customers are not under the influence of alcohol. As a matter of fact, most people don't know it is a state crime to serve a drink to an intoxicated person.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, most people didn't know that. Just to serve a drink to someone who's clearly intoxicated is a state crime, and you can actually go to jail for that.
So let me ask you a question. So let's say I was at home and I was drinking, I was having a good time, I was listening to music. So I had about, 5, 6 drinks, and now it's around 11 p.m., 12 in the morning. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the local restaurant or bar. They open to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just going to, have me a few more drinks. I'm clearly intoxicated now,
Okay.
so I'm drunk.
Right.
And if I walked into that restaurant or bar and I said, "Hey, bartender, let me get a beer," he shouldn't serve me because I'm technically intoxicated. That's against the law. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
it's against the law. It is a state crime to serve or to sell a drink to an intoxicated person. And that's if you come to a bar, if you come to a restaurant, or you may just be at the corner liquor store. If you walk in obviously drunk, they can't sell you any liquor. It would be a state crime for them to do so.
Right. And if you had your Bassett license, then these are things you would know. So
Things
I can,
exactly.
protect myself. I can protect the business, but most importantly, I can protect the customer.
Of course. Because what most people don't understand, and you will if you take the Bassett course, is that the bartender, the seller, or the server is responsible for any trouble that intoxicated person gets into. So, Eric, if you came into my bar or liquor store or corner liquor store and I sell you alcohol and you are already intoxicated,
Right.
and you get in your car and drive home and crash, not only are you responsible, but I am responsible, and my liquor store is responsible for that accident.
Not good.
All
Not
three of us can be sued. The person who's drunk, the store he got it from, and the employee who actually handed or sold that drink. There are some, for the employee, I know a lot of people would like to say, well, I just work here. Well, that's fine to say I work here, but you handed the drink, and you should have known that that person was intoxicated. It's your responsibility. And the maximum fine is somewhere, it's capped off. Oh, well, it's only about $80,000, I
Wow,
believe.
$80,000. That's a lot of loot.
That's a lot of money for selling someone the wrong drink. But that is one of the reasons why you shouldn't be performing that job. And I know plenty of people now who work in liquor stores or at bars who are not certified. They need to know that they are illegal workers, and they need to come in and get certified. Especially, come in now and get it while it's free, because we can't keep doing this all month. So come on in and get certified now. Okay. As we mentioned before, at any one time, 1 out of 50 people is like this guy sitting here, drunk driving. On a weekend night, it's closer to 1 out of 10. That means on a weekend night, 1 out of every 10 cars that go by a corner, one of the drivers is drunk. Would you believe that?
I can believe
of
it.
10.
I can believe it because, Fridays and Saturdays, people, they go out and they party and
Exactly.
they drink. Yeah.
Exactly. 1 out of 10. And as I mentioned before, 40 to 60% are coming from public drinking establishments. Those are drinking establishments that one of our bartenders or one of our sellers was working at. There is no way that that bartender or that server should have given that person enough alcohol to be intoxicated and then just send them out on the street without trying to do an intervention. And what we mean by an intervention is we usually ask the bartender or the waiter just to say something. Like, for instance, Eric, if you were drinking, at the bar and you were having too many, and let's say you ordered another from me.
So I'm drinking. This is my favorite drink is Long Island iced tea.
Okay.
Okay, that's my favorite. So I'm drinking a great drink, fantastic taste. Daryl, you know what? I think I have another one.
What's your name?
Eric.
Okay, Eric. Eric. I've been hearing. I've been watching you, and
okay.
you've had about 6 of those Long Island iced teas already, and I'm noticing. Maybe you
Well,
might.
I'm cool.
It's our policy by state law, and then also by restaurant rules or bar rules. 6 iced teas within 1 hour is not enough time for the average human body to sort of dispel that much alcohol.
Okay.
So by state law, I can't sell you any more alcohol at this time. I can get you a coffee, a soda, or tea. You're perfectly, welcome to sit here and enjoy your meal. But I
Man,
can't
you messing up my vibe, man.
I can't serve you any more alcohol at this time.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, you're right. I think, it's probably for the best thing for me because, I have had a few, and
Right.
I appreciate it, man.
Right, and think about it. We don't want you to leave here and then get arrested, or if you're driving. I don't know if you're driving.
Yeah, I am.
Like those fines could be almost $2,000 for DUIs. So I think it would be better, let's sit and finish your food.
Right.
And if you are driving, maybe we can call you a cab, or we can give a call. Maybe someone can come pick you up.
I can get an Uber.
Yeah, that might be good to do. And if you want to leave the car in the lot, we'll make sure that it doesn't get towed, and either come back a little later, or have someone come with you, and that's just the better way to do it. But by law, I can't serve you any more alcohol.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks for looking out for me.
Yeah. Please enjoy your meal.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we do when we try to make an intervention. Well, it looks like we may have a caller on the line. Caller, do you have a question or comment?
Yes, and good evening. I hope you all can hear me clearly. I had a stroke last month and lost my speech, but I'm going to therapy, so I am talking much better than I was a few days ago. But listen, until we really realize that alcohol is a drug,
Alcohol is a
People
drug.
don't really realize alcohol is a drug. It's an ultimate drug. It changes minds.
Hmm.
Uh, I belong to a group called Bill, and we learn not to do certain things. I think if everybody could just someday find a AA meeting and
Right.
go in
Right? Yeah.
and listen to what's being said, you might learn something. Because one thing, the government is not going to legalize alcohol. It's a drug that's will be here when we now and after we're gone. They will have alcohol. So people need to learn to be aware, and people also need to be accountable for what you do.
Right.
So again, there's many things we could try to do, such as you doing a heck of a good job
Thank
to
you.
try to spread the news of what alcohol could do. I'm so sorry. I hope you did understand what I said, but
Oh
Oh
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Clearly,
Clearly.
again, we need more people such as you both of y'all, to spread this and please learn. Alcohol is a drug.
It is.
Listen, let me get up there.
Okay.
all right. Thanks for calling. We
Okay. Yeah.
appreciate
Thanks for
it.
calling. We appreciate it. As the caller mentioned, alcohol is a drug. People have to realize that it's an addictive drug. So a lot of times people begin to use alcohol and they don't realize that they're being addicted to it and it's harming themselves. And unfortunately, when you get out and do things like drinking and driving, you can hurt other people as well. And bartenders and sellers and servers and even people at the corner grocery stores who sell this stuff, they need to know as well that they are selling a drug and be careful of who they sell it to and be responsible. And that is why it's mandatory in the state of Illinois that people who sell this should be the first ones to be able to give this information out to the customers. It's not about just making money off of selling this stuff.
That's a good point. And don't forget, guys. If you have any questions, give us a call at 312-738-1060.
Right. I also, before we go off the air, want to go with another note and something to think about that was just spawned by the caller's question. These are some of the other factors that are related to alcohol-related incidents. So we know that drinking and driving is bad, but also we got to look at falls. A lot of times people fall and injure themselves. Murders, suicides, drownings, fire deaths, violent crimes, choking deaths, sexual assaults, and of course, domestic violence. All of this stuff associated with people drinking alcohol uh, in a non-responsible way.
Yeah, I think especially domestic violence. That's a serious issue.
It is.
When you have individuals that have a problem drinking and they drink too much alcohol, and if they're in relationships, sometimes they can get abusive. So that's a big problem.
Right, right. It is. And again, with the Bassett class, you don't necessarily have to be a bartender or work right now, at a restaurant or, a Hooter, TGI Fridays, or, Olive Garden. You don't have to work at any of those places right now to take this class. It's totally free. You may just be interested in learning a little bit about the law, how it works. Maybe this is something that you could use in the future. You will be certified for 3 years in case you do decide to get into this field, or maybe it's just good information that you would like. Let me give you again, before we sign off, the information where you can find us and how to sign up for the Bassett class. Just go online to www.p2online.org, look for programs and Bassett. There's a link that you can click on and it will take you to an electronic system where you can sign up with your name, your birthday, your mailing information, phone number, and it will sign you up automatically right now to be registered for the class coming up on May 25th. So if you're interested, just go to this website. And if you don't have internet, you can always call us at the telephone number 773-378-4195. Just ask for the Bassett program and someone will get in touch with you. Well, we're just about out of time now, and I would like to say thank you to my guests here.
It's been a pleasure, Daryl.
Okay, and well, until next time, we'll be here next week, same time, same channel, and we look forward to of sharing a little bit more information about the Bassett program, and then occasionally we will also have other topics as well. Have a great night.
See you next week.
See you next week. Bye-bye.